So yeah, like I was saying, Sony had the tools, the program which was Code 6, H point H2.06. They had the operating system Linux, where Sony could have made the PS3 open platform for game developers only. Okay, not for consumers, for game developers only to make the games from winning the PS3 as opposed to transferring them from the PC. But again, Sony saw that no, we can't police them. These game developers are gonna hack us. Why the hell will a game developer gonna hack a corporation? That doesn't make sense. A consumer, yes, I will understand that, but a game developer? Okay. So yeah, they couldn't, they didn't want to get into the pressure of policing game developers to what they were doing with an open with the PS3 if it would become open platform for them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So but it was already there, and Sony didn't want to share because of fear of, I guess, piracy, fear of having trouble policing them, fear of like, oh, we're not gonna make money. I'm like, okay, you can still charge them for royalty fees. You can still charge them for license fees, and you can still charge them for the tools. No? Yes? You can still charge them for a dev kit if they wanted to do it that way. But yeah. And then Sony again promised gamers next gen gaming, but it didn't happen on launch until later on. So it was kind of like, okay. But again, that's the thing I like about Nintendo, and yeah. But when after the GameCube, pretty much the Nintendo fanbase, the original Nintendo fanbase, you know, the one from like myself coming from the days of the NES, right? They pretty much abandoned Nintendo. So Nintendo's fanbase, original fanbase, was pretty much gone, folks. It was gone. So yeah. So Nintendo decided to bring in all these people that had never played a game before. But here's the catch. If you're getting people that have never played a game before, that have never picked up a video game controller, that have never, owned a PlayStation, a GameCube, an Xbox, what have you, or even play on the PC, what's going to happen to the game library? Very, very simple. They had to make the game simple, So, yeah, you're not gonna bring in, you're not gonna throw in a non-gamer, a game like Uncharted and say, here you go, and they're gonna be like, what the hell, what do I need to do, So Nintendo expanded its audience to these non-gamers and pretty much created a new audience with these non-gamers, and guess what happened? They had to make the Nintendo Wii a lot more simple, with simple goals, simple graphics, I don't know why simple graphics, simple mechanic gameplays, that is easy to pick up and play, and yeah, that's what they had to do. And in order to, get these non-gamers, they're, into the whole video game craze, so they will understand what gaming is and what games is all about. And that's what Nintendo did with this fan base. And it's not because they're lazy, it's because people don't understand this new audience. That's all. And that's the problem with the media. They don't understand the audience of Nintendo. They think that Nintendo, that the Wii's major audience is the mainstream audience, which is not. It's not the mainstream audience. That's not the audience of Nintendo. It has never been the mainstream audience. It has always been family and kids. And a lot of the media doesn't get it. I mean, the media just doesn't get it. And gamers don't get it either. They're like, how come Nintendo is not making those damn games like they did in the NES, like with Killing Instinct, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, right? Turok, which is no longer Nintendo exclusive. Eternal Darkness, what have you, Jet Force Gemini, which is a really fun FPS for those N64 gamers. So like, why Nintendo is not there? It's simply because it is new audience, which is non-gamers. But you're starting to see in 2010 more and more complex, more mature games, because these non-gamers are starting to become gamers, are starting to become regular gamers, and therefore Nintendo can now bring more complex, more mature games. And like I always say, if you don't get the audience that Nintendo targets to, don't even bother to bash Nintendo, okay? Don't even bother. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah. But now, why did the original families abandon Nintendo? Why did they abandon Nintendo? I mean, it had great games, right? The problem is that these games grew up, but Nintendo didn't. You see what I'm saying? I grew up. When I was a little kid, of course I enjoyed Donkey Kong. I was a little kid. I mean, I didn't know much about gaming back then. I thought Donkey Kong was the coolest thing ever. It had like this killer graphics. I thought, oh my goodness, can games get any better than this? I didn't think like that. I was like, wow, this looks really great. I'm like, these are some of the best graphics I ever seen in a game. But when I played Killing Instinct, I thought it was better than Mortal Kombat because it had all these. It had a more simple gameplay. It had you could pull out all these crazy ass combos like brutal combo, ultra combo, high combo, whatever, and it had a really killer. It had a killer roster, like Jago, Raptor, what have you. I thought that was the best fighting game out there, but as I grew older, and then I saw the PlayStation, and then I compared to when the N64 library offer was like, yeah, those games are great, but I'm not into them anymore, right? And then, the other stuff was that there were hardly any games for the N64 to begin with. I mean, you will play a game here, and then 3 months later, you will get the next game. So yeah, that's what the Nintendo families like myself abandoned it. We just grew out of Nintendo. But all in all, if Nintendo hadn't existed, one thing is the portable gaming would have taken Hellacious a lot longer. Or maybe we would be playing our first portable games, right? Yeah, right.